Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Thursday, March the 7th. We just got a 2-game slate for Thursday, so this is going to be a pretty quick video. But I'm still going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that I like on this 2-game slate. And I'll give my 5 plays for DK and 5 plays for Yahoo, 5 players that I like specifically for each site. Before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, so that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. So starting off at point guard today, we have Russell Westbrook, most expensive option here, $11,100 in a matchup with the Trailblazers. Obviously, Westbrook on a 2-game slate is going to be in play. I do have him behind Antetokounmpo. I think I would rather play Giannis for just $100 more. I would definitely rather save $1,400 and play Paul George, who's only $9,700. He feels like a really good play at that price. He's way too cheap in my opinion. You have Damian Lillard for $3,000 cheaper. So Westbrook, when it comes to DraftKings studs-wise, he's probably my least favorite today. I really do like the savings you get going down to Damian Lillard. I think Damian Lillard, $8,100 is pretty cheap on DK. On Yahoo, he's at $37. Westbrook's at $54. Paul George is $51, and Giannis is $54 as well. Giannis is going to be the guy that I want on Yahoo. On DraftKings, we're going to talk about Paul George when we get to small forward. Him being $9,700 makes him really appealing for me. But going back to Damian Lillard, $8,100 for Damian Lillard is just too cheap. This guy legit has 8x upside on this price tag. Could easily go for 60 DraftKings points. He's done really well in this matchup through 3 games against OKC. He's averaged 50 DK points against them. He's playing a ton of minutes in competitive games. We're going to get 37, 38 minutes out of Damian Lillard here. If this game is competitive, easily could go for 50 plus DK points. If Westbrook goes for 60 and Lillard goes for 45, 50, getting the $3,000 savings probably makes the most sense. Even though Lillard doesn't score as much as Westbrook, point per dollar wise, Lillard might be the overall better play here. So I like him quite a bit. Bledsoe, McCollum, I'm not really interested in. Darren Collison, though, I want to talk about. He's $5,800 on DK. Don't love that price. He's $22 on Yahoo, though. I think Darren Collison definitely in play over here. It's not a great matchup. We know the Bucks play good team defense, but they do play at a fast pace. The Pacers will be playing up in pace here. Collison's been playing really well lately. He's been playing solid minutes in competitive games. He's probably going to play 33, 34 minutes here if this game is competitive. $22 on Yahoo, I would say you probably want about 32, 33 fantasy points out of him to return decent value on this price. In the last 3 games, he's got at least 32 fantasy points, so definitely like Darren Collison on Yahoo. On DraftKings, at point guard, I'm probably just going to be playing a lot of Lillard here. And if I can't go to Westbrook, I'll go to him. But mostly Lillard at this position. But let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard now. So at shooting guard, this is a pretty great position. I think I'm going to try and go cheap here. I do like Wes Matthews as a cheap option today. He's $4,300 on DraftKings, and he's cheap on Yahoo as well. He is at $14. Just looking at Yahoo shooting guards, there's really only 3 guys I want to play. It's either McCollum, Brogdon, or Wesley Matthews. Don't want to play Tyreke Evans. Maybe you could go to Terrence Ferguson and pray he does something, but that's really just really thin. Shooting guard, you really have 3 options on Yahoo. You're either playing one of these 3 guys. I think Wesley Matthews just saving to this position, just kind of putting this position, makes the most sense. You could easily get 25 to 30 DraftKings points or fantasy points out of Matthews here. He's playing consistent minutes. He's playing 32 to 34 minutes, sometimes even more than that in competitive games. He's a good shooter. If he gets hot, he can obviously rack up some fantasy points. He's not going to do much rebounds and assist-wise, but if he gets some if he knocks some threes down, could definitely give you some upside at this price tag. So just searching for value on the slate, I think Wesley Matthews does stand out at $4,300 if you need a value play. But let's go ahead and move on to small forward now. So at this position, I like both of the top options here. I like Giannis a lot today at $11,200. I'm not going to include him in my DraftKings core because Paul George is $1,500 cheaper, and I think I would rather take the savings, go to Paul George. But on Yahoo, it's a bit of a different story. Paul George is $51, Giannis is $54. I'll just try and find the $3 and play Giannis. Giannis is definitely going to be a guy I play quite a bit of in my 10 Yahoo lineups. I just really like him here. It's hard to not like Giannis on a 2-game slate. Guy has a crazy high floor, a crazy high ceiling. Lately, he's been playing pretty solid minutes, 33, 34 minutes in competitive games. If this game stays competitive, you should get about 34 minutes out of Giannis. He's been pretty good in this matchup so far this year. Through 3 games against the Pacers, he has averaged 58 DraftKings points. So I do like Giannis quite a bit. On DraftKings, though, getting the $1,500 savings, I will definitely take Paul George. Where the pricing's a little bit closer, then I would rather play Giannis. But on DraftKings, where their price discrepancy is so high, definitely give me Paul George at 9,700. PG, first game back from injury, played 38 minutes. I'm not concerned about the injury at all. He just had a rough shooting night, only shot 32%, went 8 for 25 from the field. Didn't get a ton of rebounds either, just 25 points, 5 and 2 from PG, just 37 DK points, but still played 38 minutes. If this game's competitive, we're going to get 38, 40 minutes out of Paul George. He's done great in this matchup so far this year. He's averaged 68 DraftKings points through 3 games against the Trailblazers. Paul George has really thrived in this matchup, and I think he has another good game today. I think Giannis probably scores about 60, 65 DK points. I think you get about 50, 55 DK points out of Paul George. So I'll take the 10 less points and take the $1,500 savings. On Yahoo, though, I'll try and find the $3. I think $3 isn't enough salary savings-wise for me to want to play PG over Giannis. But obviously, I play 10 lineups on Yahoo, so I'm going to have some Paul George, especially because small forward, looking at this position, is not really good. There's really only 2 or 3 options I really like, maybe 4: George, Middleton, Bogdanovich, Harkless. Those are really the guys I would play at small forward. So obviously, I'm going to have some PG, but we'll probably have more Giannis than PG on Yahoo. But I think that is it for small forward. The one guy, though, that I do want to mention is Mo Harkless. I do like Mo Harkless quite a bit as a value play. He's very cheap, $4,200 on DK, relatively priced on Yahoo as well at $17. Mo Harkless lately has been very consistent, has actually been very productive. Just his last 4 games, 36, 28, 24, and 36 DraftKings points. And he's playing solid minutes as well. I expect Mo Harkless, especially with Evan Turner out for this game, we're going to get about 30, 32 minutes from Mo Harkless, and could definitely give you 25 to 30 DraftKings points. He's been chipping in a lot lately, with the peripherals, getting rebounds, getting assists, can get some defensive stats as well. So I do like him as a value play. He's very cheap. The minutes are going to be there for him. So if you need a cheap value at small forward, Mo Harkless, 4,200, definitely stands out, especially with Evan Turner out for this game. His minutes should definitely be secure. But let's go ahead and move on to power forward. So you obviously have Giannis here. You got Thaddeus Young, 5,700, who I do like on this slate if you want to play him. If I'm going to that mid-range at power forward and I'm not paying up for Giannis, or I'm not playing Mo Harkless here, then I think Thaddeus Young would be the guy I would go to. Al-Farouq Aminu at 3,900 as a value play I think is fine. He's probably going to play 25, 27, 28 minutes. He's against OKC. He's probably going to be needed here defensively to guard Paul George. So if you want to take a flyer on Aminu, 3,900, don't mind him. He has done really well in this matchup. Through 3 games against OKC, he's averaged 31 DraftKings points. The minutes have been a little inconsistent lately for Aminu, but if he's going to play anywhere close to 30 minutes and he's only 3,900, that at least puts him in play for value, so I don't mind him if you're going cheap at power forward and you can't pay up for Giannis here. But let's go ahead and move on to center now. So at center, I do like the top of this position. I like the top 3 options here, especially Yusuf Nurkic. He's a guy that I'm trying to jam in on this slate. 6,700, really not that expensive. He's $30 on Yahoo. He's going to be a core play for me on both sides. He's definitely my favorite center on this slate. Yusuf Nurkic, out of all the centers that are on this slate, just has so much more upside than every other center. This guy could definitely go for 60 DraftKings points, and I would not be surprised at all. He just has a crazy amount of upside. Even in 29 minutes against the Hornets, he put up 60 DK points, 26 and 15 with 6 assists, a block, and 2 steals. Nurkic just chips in every category. He can get points, he can get rebounds, he can get assists, he can get the defensive stats as well. Nurkic at 6,700 I like quite a bit. Obviously, you can't go wrong with a guy like Miles Turner. I think I would rather try and find the salary to get up to Nurkic. Steven Adams is $800 cheaper. If you need the savings, I think that's fine to play Steven Adams, but again, I would just try and pay it for Nurkic here. Nurkic just has so much upside. I'm not really worried about the matchup with OKC. It's a tough matchup, but Nurkic is just such a productive center when he's on the floor. If he plays 32, 33 minutes, could easily go for 40-plus DraftKings points. I would not be surprised at all. Honestly, if I had to project him here, I'd probably project him for around 42 DK points, probably like 40, 42 DK points. That seems like a pretty good projection for Nurkic. At 6,700, getting a guy that should score that amount of points is obviously really good value. So I definitely think you want to try and fit in one of the top 3 guys, whether it's Nurkic, Turner, or Adams. Brook Lopez is fine, but again, like Steven Adams is only 600 more. I would rather play him. I'd rather play Nurkic. I'd rather play Turner. I think I'm just going to try and fit those 3 guys in. I'm not really going to go cheap at this position. So I think that's it for center, guys. I think that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, a quick one, just a 2-game slate. I think Friday's slate's like 10 games or something, 9 games. So we'll be back to a longer video, back to a bigger slate on Friday. But good luck tonight, guys. I really appreciate you watching the vid, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.